Demons, creatures of darkness, mysterious and devious. Some claim that, when a demon curses you, the only thing you can see are shadows. It weakens their victims before devouring them. It gives you fear, and whispers to you. Demons manipulate you, through anyone, or anything. A terrible incident happened to a girl named Molly. Molly and her family moved into a new house in Ashu Hills. Molly was not a particularly energetic person. She was moody and sarcastic. When she is using her gadgets, she completely forgets about the existence of the world. She despises the fact that her family is relocating to a new place. She was worried about surviving in this new environment with new friends and people. Molly's parents had heard strange rumors about Ashby Hills before moving there. The rumors were that people in town had gone missing with no trace. However, Molly's family was unconcerned by the rumors, because they preferred rational explanations to superstitions. When they arrived, the new house appeared to be in a lovely setting. The houses were quite far apart. Molly was secretly enjoying it, so she didn't need to socialize with her neighbors as much, because of the distance. It took them 2 days to clean and settle into their new home. All of the old furniture was replaced, and the house was repainted in new colors. Molly's family was settling in and becoming acquainted with the town's surroundings. One day, Molly was exploring the house and discovered a hidden staircase leading to the attic. Molly climbed the stairs to the attic. She looked around and noticed the attic was dark and dusty. The attic was filled with old furniture, covered in white sheets. Molly walked around and removing the white sheets from the furniture. Suddenly, she heard a knocking sound coming from the attic corner. Molly walked towards the sound and noticed a small box in the corner. When she opened the box, she discovered an iPad inside. Molly took the iPad and tried to turn it on, but it was inoperable. Molly thought that the iPad needed to be charged. She went downstairs to her room to charge the iPad. Molly checked the iPad a few hours later. Even after being charged for nearly the entire day, it was still not working. Molly assumed it was broken. She was a little disappointed that the iPad was not working, because she likes gadgets. Molly went downstairs to the living room, placed the iPad on the table, and went to her bed. Molly was sleeping soundly in her new bed, which was warm and cozy. Suddenly, she felt a cold breeze. Molly noted a cold breeze around her and pulled her blanket closer to her. Then, she heard a scratching sound coming from the corner of her room. Molly awoke. She was wondering where the noise was coming from. Molly assumed it was her little sister from next door, because she could not find the source of the sound. When Molly turned around, she noticed 2 small yellow lights reflecting on the door of her closet. Molly was getting strange vibes when seeing it. She assumed it was the reflection of the street lights through the windows. Molly brushed it off and went back to sleep. Molly discovered the same scratching sound every night in her room for the next few days, and she still believed it was her little sister. But she did not confront her sister about it, and she always sees the 2 yellow lights on her closet doors, which Molly assumed were just light reflections. One night, Molly's family were invited for a dinner by their neighbor. Molly insisted on staying at home. Molly was home alone after her family had left. She was using her phone in her room. Suddenly, she heard the scratching sound. Molly was perplexed this time. She had always assumed that sound was made by her younger sister, but there was no one else in the house except Molly. Molly followed the scratching sound into the living room. The sound has stopped. Molly attempted to turn on the lights, but they did not work. She then noticed a bright flash of light on the table. It was the iPad. Molly was surprised to discover that the iPad was functional. She approached it and took the iPad. She noticed something written on it. It says, "Hello, Molly." Molly was speechless, and her heart began to race. Molly attempted to turn it off, but the button was inoperative. Molly inhaled deeply and typed, "Who are you?" She received no response. She then heard a scratching sound again. This time, it was closer. When Molly turned around, she saw a tall, black shadow behind her. Molly froze for a moment, unsure what to do. The black shadow was approaching her. Molly screamed and ran upstairs to her room. Locking the door behind her, she became terrified and panicked. Molly attempted to call her parents, but it appears she was unable to find her phone. The only device she had at the time was the iPad. Molly had no choice but to take the iPad and see if she could call for help. But the screen froze. She suddenly heard the same scratching sound. A shiver ran down her spine. The screen on the iPad has become brighter. When she looked at the iPad, she saw a text that said, "I found you." Molly dropped the iPad. She then heard a faint whisper. When she turned around, she noticed a reflection of two yellow lights on the closed set. When she peered at it, the yellow lights changed to red. The black shadow came through the closed set. It appears the reflections were not the lights, but the demon's eyes. The demon walked towards her. Molly could not scream. The demon held her neck and choked her. The demon had sharp teeth, like an animal, and its piercing red eyes filled with darkness. Molly looked the demon in the eyes. Before she could react, she was dragged into the closed set by the demon. Molly has gone missing, without a trace since then. The iPad that she discovered had also vanished. The demon had been watching Molly every night before it takes her. Beware of the darkness and the illusion it creates. Pray that you don't see those red eyes on your closet.